Hi, everyone. Rob Lukey with Shop Rob Realty. Real quickly, I wanted to go over kind of what to expect at closing. I have clients that ask us this. Closing pretty simple. Remember, if you're getting a loan, you're going to get a closing disclosure from your lender. 3 days is the requirement before closing, but a lot of times you might get a little bit earlier. The next step will be, if you're doing a walkthrough, you're going to do a walkthrough around that same time. With the house, kind of a final walkthrough. The next step, you'll get a preliminary settlement statement, which will look something like this. Give me one sec. And this happens to be a property that I bought. This is vacant land on Roach Harbor. So I bought this property November 20th. This is going to be a preliminary. This is a finals borrow statement, but you'll get a preliminary first. You'll want to go through it. You'll have all your debits and your closing costs. For example, this has obviously the purchase price of the property. Again, it was vacant land that I bought. It has the deed. I actually had the seller carry back $164,000. This is my deposit, and then my buyer's fund to close, $42,000. It has all the prorations of the HOA, any type of other estimates that might be in there will be in there as well. $597,090 escrow title fees will be in there. Okay, this looks like it's about right. And then I'll go ahead and if you look at it as well, you'll see a selling agent credit as well. So because I was the buyer's agent, right? I was my own agent. This is where you're going to see a credit, and all of our clients will see a credit here. Now, one of the things that you'll notice that's missing, which I think is pretty sad, but on the buyer's statement, you'll notice there's no commission. They have no idea how much money they're paying to their buyer's agent. And I think it is something that the organizations have purposely kept that off of the buyer's statement, so they don't see it. But you're going to see it on the seller statement. So once you agree to this, then what will happen is that your lender, if you have a lender, will go ahead and deliver loan documents to escrow. Okay. And then what you'll do is you'll get a call from escrow to do a signing. You can set up a mobile signing, or you can go ahead and set up go into the office. You'll also wire instructions. Always confirm wire instructions by calling escrow. It should be similar to the people that you've talked to and when you deposited your initial earnest money. That's a good litmus test, right? Is you already deposited earnest money. Anything looks strange, never send wires without doing that. So that's one of the things. What you're also going to do is get ready to set up your utilities. And then once you go in to sign escrow documents, you're going to see your final settlement statement. You're going to see any type of loan documents. Remember, you will have seen most of that information on your closing disclosure that you received from your lender 3 days before. You'll see some additional disclosures. You'll see your deed, trustee's deed, and a promissory note. Your promissory note deed gets filed with the county. Then about 3 p.m. local time, we typically get recording numbers back. That's when the home officially becomes yours. At that point, your agent should have set up a key exchange for you so that either there's a key hidden on the property, they're going to meet you at the property, or someplace to access that key. Typically, all the other keys, remotes should be left inside by the seller. Hopefully the seller did a nice job cleaning. If they didn't clean, for some reason there's like a bunch of garbage or something is there, you should reach back out to your agent and ask them to help you through that process. If everything looks good, all the keys and remotes are in there. Sometimes instruction and manuals will be left in the kitchen as well. So you can go ahead and access all of those things. And then the home's yours. Congratulations. And it's officially yours. As far as the seller's settlement statement. So you see, I bought this vacant piece of land on November 6th. I actually did a little bit of development on it, and I actually ended up selling it for $514,000 here in a couple of years later. So December 2022. Settlement statement here. If you notice on the seller side, we see these commissions that are paid to the agent representing the buyer and the seller. I mean, the seller feels it, but the buyer doesn't really feel it because they don't see it on their settlement statement. It's too bad, but I still offer a commission to the agent that represents the buyer on my deals that I sell myself. And the reason why is because I want maximum exposure. So I offer that at some point. I mean, if everybody used Shop Prop, we would be transacting both on the buy and sell side for a total of two to three or maybe $4,000 max. So people could trade their properties very quickly. That's not the way it is right now. It's spread out over lots of agents. So I do offer that commission out. I charged myself a commission because I had a ton of profit in it, obviously. So I gave the company some commission. But overall, on Shop Prop, obviously, we charge a very little listing fee. And then on the buyer's side, our buyers get the majority of this commission back when they buy. So you'll see your title fees. You'll go ahead and see in the state of Washington, you have excise tax. That's on every sale, the total on every sale. And then you'll see your total due, your balance that you're going to get in the way of a wire, typically the next day or the same day. When it comes to closing documents for sellers, you'll get the same thing. You'll go ahead and have a settlement statement. You'll want to leave all the keys. And I think it's nice to do a good job. If there's any difficult things to operate, leave an instruction manual for the buyer would be nice. If there's anything difficult, all the keys and manuals, leave the home nice and tidy and clean. They're getting ready to take the property. You want to give them a good experience as well. So then you'll go ahead and simply leave the key box on. The buyer's agent should access the key box at around that time of closing, around 3 p.m., and deliver the keys to the buyer, however that happens. And then obviously the home is the buyer's, that's it. As far as anything else that you would need to do is simply, as a seller, is you'll want to turn off your utilities. I typically give the buyer a couple of days to transfer them in their name so they don't get a hookup fee. And that's it. Pretty simple process. I hope this helps. Have a great day.